see. Trying to figure out the quickest way to get there. I've been trying for hours actually to go to live events. Just make sure this little bad boy says I'm live. Go to live control room. Okay, so I'm trying out my headset mic. Oh, I couldn't see that well. It was really small in that window. I put two eyes in mic. I'll rename that later. Okay, the health is good. And I didn't change the video resolutions. I've messed around with that enough to just decide to stick with the lowest one, or next to the lowest one. Excuse me. When I switch around, I forget whether I'm on camera, off camera, or what. But so yeah, there's my. I was playing around for hours trying to get one little simple thing to work. That's evidently not so simple. I'm scratching my neck right by the headset mic. Okay, this little scene I made up is all mostly black because in the middle there is supposed to be a stream from my other machine, my desktop. So what I had to figure it out is, you know, you can go in here and add. Can't show you, but you can go into the ad on XSplit and add different things, and you can add a live stream or an IP camera. And I figured out I think XSplit only works with RTSP or RTMP on the live. When you go in there where it says add a live stream, it has to be RTMP protocol. IP camera is RTSP. It's the only one I could see that it would even let you enter in there. That's what I have entered in there now. But the whole problem is I've got it set to my local machine. Well, I'm not streaming from it right now. I turned that off. But my local machine, I finally figured out, I finally did a little reading after a while. It seems as the most common port is 554. And my whole idea was to stream my other desktops, any of the other ones I wanted, but my main machine would be the one I'd probably want to do, my Linux desktop, because this is all Windows, you know. And when I want to do a desktop video, it's most of the time it's going to be in Linux. And of course I can do that just fine, record it, save it, edit it, but doing it live, since how this XSplit ad doesn't make a Linux version, then I was thinking, well, okay, I could use VLC to stream my desktop, and I can just pick up, you know, use them with the different scenes. I can tell the mic to my mic will be plugged into my laptop running Windows, and so I'll get my narration, and it would have been all fine and dandy, except for I can't figure out how to make it work. Well, some of the stuff I read, you don't seem to really have to put a port in. Some of it seemed like it said you did need to put a port in. Well, for a long time I thought I did have to put a port in, but I didn't. I don't know what port VLC streams on when you do a you know, when you're streaming with VLC. So I read some other VLCs full of extensive. You know, you can find no end to the VLC tutorials, but they're also very long and it takes days to read through those things. So I just went to the first thing I found, something quick, and it said the most common port's 554. Of course, you could set your port you wanted to if you knew how, but I was just using the, you know, the GUI interface on VLC, and then it click, 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 and it's streaming. You know, that's fine. It does use a lot of resources for an old Core 2 machine, but I'm sitting here on that one. Oh, that's my video playlist. I left that one like it
plug in a
was.
microphone. I've got my SM58 plugged in there.
And then here's my main camera. I've only just got the one main camera on the laptop plugged in, and you know, to keep from overworking the laptop. And then I just took my original little scene setup and just modified it a little bit. And so yeah, our stream's still good after 4 minutes. Should be. I'm not doing anything extra here. So anyway, I I decided I'd just go ahead. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do a little test video with my stream. I was going to be. I've been pretty happy if I'd have been able to get that remote, kind of a basically remote desktop going. Which I guess you could do that. I guess you could just turn on remote desktop and then control the other desktop. You could do that while you're when you're showing your local desktop. You could just go do that. But see, the machine's already working hard. It took that long just to minimize the web browser. With Firefox and XSplit running, the machine's a bit slow with one camera and one mic. It's still a bit slow. But you could use a remote desktop app. Oh, well, look at that. Well, they went away now. Okay. Yeah, I had been opening VLC and closing it, I decided, well, I tried in XSplit for a long time, then I tried in VLC. I thought, well, VLC might find a VLC stream automatically, but it didn't. And I kept trying for a while, and the app would keep locking up when the simplest thing you'd think you'd be able to do. I'll show that. Let me get it. Let's see, it opens pretty slow. I won't actually click on it. Let me make sure I don't remember where I left my deal. Yeah, I'm on local desktop. Okay. So I named it local desktop because I was going to have another desktop. So anyway, if you click on network streams, local network streams, SAP announce, SAP announce, which I had it all set up that way several different times. It doesn't ever find anything. If you hit a universal plug and play, most of the time it locks up the app. You get tired of waiting on it and close it, and have to force shut it. So let's see. I had a nice little. Let's see. I'm getting a little. Oh, here it is. This is a pretty here. Okay, this is tight VNC. I don't want that. That's the server. I don't run the server on my Windows machine for sure, unless I'm actually going to use it. The local machine, connect. So this would be one way you could do it, but I guess it doesn't make much difference. I was trying to serve up my desktop. Let's see. There it is. Well, now here's the problem. See, it doesn't fit this screen. That might have been my problem anyway. Oh, and here's where I was reading. That was the last thing I was looking at. Going on and on here. It's pretty good information, but it says it needs a valid server address. Make that a little smaller so it'll fit in the screen. Oh, 7 is gonna go bonkers on me because I'm overworking it. I'll let it change the theme. I don't care. Okay. That's gonna make it too small to read at all. Anyway, I've lost where I was. Okay. You see how wide it looks? The well-known port for TSP is assumed, that's if you don't. It's 554, and so I tried it without putting a port in there, and I tried putting 554 in there as a port. And there's possibly a port number, blah blah blah, be supplied. I could make this. I don't know if I don't use this app a whole lot. I don't remember how to get out of full screen. Probably just hit escape, but let's just leave it like that. Anyway, at the very top, see, it says connecting RTSP, server, address, port, object SDP. I really didn't pay much attention to that because I was thinking, oh, I know how to address that part. I know in VLC, if you're trying to, I've done it before in VLC. I've had it working before, but I was using files, and that's what this is giving it. And I was thinking, well, that's an example of using a file, streaming a file instead of streaming your desktop stream. I never did put in object.dsp. I put port and then just left it. But I figured that was an example name. I didn't read every word of this I scanned, so this is I found it just searching. It's just a page somebody wrote up, specifications for a simple RTSP client. It's there at, I'm not going to try to read all that out, it's a really long address, but I just went into Google and tried RTSP addressing, and this, of course, I found a real-time streaming protocol. That's what it stands for. Wiki page, on a wiki page, and I found, I don't know, looks like I have the page open twice, but it looks like I was in two different places on it, I guess. And earlier I had looked at several different I'll make it full screen just so I can, oh okay, entering full screen mode, exit full screen mode, Control Alt Shift F, ooh, or Control Escape, then right click on the application taskbar. Yeah, that's why some of these apps have really complicated, I'm like, Control Alt Shift F, think I'll remember that, I don't know. Control Escape, normally in most of my other apps I use in Linux you just hit Escape when you get out. Okay, so, but you still have a problem here, and that is that, see how much bigger my monitor is than there's my, see, that's not usable really like that. I still have VLC running. Oh yeah, see, I had to forcibly kill it after running streams because it wasn't completely shutting down. I had left, this is system monitor in Fedora Linux. It's a KDE app. Sometimes you have to hit it twice. It's a lot more confusing to work in a remote desktop when you can't see the whole. You might be able to scale it. Some of these apps will let you scale it. But anyway, you couldn't yeah, see, in the Linux version, what is the one I like so much? That one right there, remote desktop viewer. When you use it, if it always has if you hover up at the top middle, it gives you your little, let's see, control, was it Alt Escape, Control Escape? Nope. Okay. I forgot what it was. That's what I was afraid of. Now I'm stuck in full screen mode. Can't get back to my Windows desktop. So yeah, anyway, yeah, this the one that I like to use so much, and you just hover up here in the top and it would bring up your menu so that you can do what you want to do. See, I hit Alt Escape. I'll tell you one thing. One time I do this a lot. There's another one for Linux that it lets you I forget what its name is. It comes in domain-based distros. The remote desktop viewing app. But when you go side to side, it automatically pans pages back and forth for you, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's still a little bit tricky, but it's better than having to grab your bars and slide them around. Anyway, I used it a lot, but I got something going, and anyway, I tried to use the keyboard to I got hung in it, and I tried to use the keyboard to get out of it, and I kept hitting different things, and I messed up the settings. Somehow I was doing something and I didn't know it, and I messed up the settings, because you know normally you can hit Control plus and Control minus, and what did that do? It highlighted where my mouse was. It does and doesn't do. But if you hit, and that's over in the keypad. Now if you hit Control plus and Control minus in the numbers up at the top row of the numbers, then it does like it still works. It still makes your text smaller and smaller in Firefox. But when you do that, and it quit working that day, and I haven't ever figured out. I looked it up, I read about it, I could not find. I'd found over the years quite a few different good articles on all the keyboard shortcuts for Linux and for Firefox. Could not find how to set that back. And I've used that for years and years. So when you're in remote desktop, don't just start hitting all the keys thinking you'll get out of there. Your best bet is to actually I can just go. See, I'm on a KVM switch, and I can just switch over. If I need to, I can just go over there and shut down that machine, and then I'll lose that connection, and I'll be back to my Windows desktop. But let's see, what can I remember? I never can remember even simple little things like that. It takes me a long time of using stuff over and over. But Control, what was it? Control Alt. I have no clue. But the one that it said, was it Alt Escape? Control Escape? I can see it doing something on my screen. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, well, should I be doing that with Firefox up? That's how I got in trouble last time. But that might be better than doing it in, you know, like I can switch. I got 6 different desktops. I can switch real quick when I can see the whole screen. Yeah, if I'm in here like this, I don't tell what I could do there. Yeah, that's just what's normally already on my desktop. It wasn't Control Alt Escape, was it? Yeah, I better quit playing around. Okay. So it's just what I was kind of leery of when I went into full screen mode in this particular remote desktop app. It's a good one. I like it, other than it being different and not used to it. Okay, so oops, I did it to both machines. I've never seen that before. I hit Control Alt Delete. It did that in both machines. I don't want to shut it down with all those apps running. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to go on myself here. I don't believe you'll be able to see anything until I do it. I just use my KVM switch to get back over to my machine. And I don't mind shutting it down. Let's see, you can see what I'm doing over there. Close tabs for the most part. I'm going to shut it down so everything gets... This is real handy. You can see I just start typing Firefox. I'm going to make sure my apps are closed down before I shut the machine down, because sometimes Firefox doesn't want to shut down. I think it hangs up trying to delete lots of cache when I've ran it for hours on end. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to shut down that machine, and it will go. Connection was gracefully closed, and it just shows the last picture it saw, because on my actual machine is showing the shutdown commands now. So that's one way to get out of it. Okay, see, now I went back to my normal desktop. Okay. So that's not very useful, even though you can do that. I go see what my stream is still good after 19 minutes, so that's a good thing. So my I'm thinking that if you got the VLC to stream your desktop, it'd fit. I think it would fit in here. Of course, it'd be small because it'd be small to me when I was looking at it. Because let's see, what I could do is use my KVM switch. I go over there and work my little To My Heart's Desire on the machine that I'm working on, but it would be being videotaped. It would be being broadcast live to YouTube through XSplit. That's what my whole thing was. So maybe I'll figure that out if it seems worth the trouble. It's still probably not worth a whole lot of trouble because of the low resolution. But I don't like wearing the headset because it's uncomfortable to my ear, and because it makes noises when I move and stuff. So I like the. I'm wondering though if it may not have any buzz, which would be. Haven't been able to completely get rid of the buzz, electronic buzz on this laptop when I'm using my SM58 through my cassette deck and all that stuff. And I know that when I've used it on other machines, it doesn't make a buzz. If you get everything set right, you don't overgain anything, you know. Like you got so many different. You've got the machine, it's the cassette deck's gain, which I just have to turn it up all the way, but it doesn't make any noise. It has Dolby noise reduction built into it, so that's actually helpful for that. But whichever machine you're using, what kind of sound card it has, that determines the settings you have to do, and you got to find that sweet spot between getting a good signal without distorting too hot, to distort, and not get any audio, buzz, electric buzz in your audio. So anyway, wish I had a Mackie VLZ. That's what I wish. Okay, or any kind of good little mixer. So anyway, that's my test here. And I guess I'll just stop it and go see what that came out like. Excuse me, a hiccup. Okay, how do I stop this thing? I went blank. Oh yeah, up here. Broadcast. Announce, tools. I think you hit broadcast and just hit the one that you're doing, and then it'll ask you if you want to stop it.